We are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. It was fun to meet you.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out. Don't eat.
I got pop your butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
Whew, he's thick. Boy, he's thick. That's what I think every time I see it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest, greatest, and thickest community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto. My name is Ben. I come to you live every single day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you guys know, almost on time today. You guys got to admit it. I mean, we're all on time every single day, of course. Today is Thursday, February the 9th, and it is 73 degrees in the BitBoy Crypto studio. Guys, we've got some really interesting things stirring around in crypto. And I would argue that this is probably why we saw the big dump last night and we have over the last 2 days. We have the Biden administration talking about separating traditional finance from crypto. And are they really about to rug pull and try to ban crypto in America by killing the on-ramp and off-ramps? Some people, including Nick Carter, who wrote a nice piece about this, believes that's exactly what they're trying to do. I don't believe that. I think there's some smoke and mirrors here going on. We can talk about that later. At 3 p.m. today, by the way, Eastern Standard Time, putting out a video on this channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you get the notification about why I believe that this kind of regulation smoke and mirrors is going on. There's actually some negotiating going on right now, and it's up to the crypto community to decide what we're willing to concede. And I think there are some natural concessions, and I think there are things we need to fight for. At the end of the day, we're not going to win everything we want. We've got to pick and choose. What are the things we really believe in? If you would ask Satoshi, like, hey, Satoshi, do you feel like metaverse regulation is something that we really need to fight for? You know, I don't know what he'd say to that. It wasn't around when he created Bitcoin. You say, hey, what about stable coins? He'd be like, what? So there are some things that have popped up in crypto, and metaverse I just picked randomly out of the air, but stable coins aligns a little more with what this video is going to be talking about later today. Crypto staking as a big hot topic of conversation. I'm not going to get in depth into those areas today in the live stream because we're going to do that at 3 p.m. You got to come back if you want all the alpha and all the tea. We can't give you all the alpha in one video per day. That's lame. That's why we make multiple videos for you guys. And guys, the announcement is going to be tomorrow. So we got the whole day to speculate on it. It may leak. Who knows? Maybe even by now it has leaked. But the three main things that people are throwing out there is crypto staking may end. The XRP case is over, or the Ripple case is over, and we get a settlement, which I think is the least likely out of all those. But still, it could happen. And the other one is, what was the other one? A Kraken settlement.
Yeah.
Random. Let's see. Joker said, I watched one of your oldest live streams last night. It's amazing how far you and your channel have come in a few years. Very inspiring. Thank you, Joker, for that super chat. Guys, this channel's come a long ways. There's a lot of people that don't know the history of this channel. They think I've always had it easy. I was always great. And that's just not the case. I had to work extremely hard in life, as I did on this channel, to get to where I'm at today. And so, guys, the growth on this channel was never by accident. It was always due to hard work. Okay, let's see. Ben, have you ever looked for Satoshi? You did a good job at finding SPF. I'll just tell you, I'm extremely confident now that I know the main person behind Bitcoin. I know the main creator of Bitcoin, and there were other people involved. And it's not who I told you I thought that it was before. I thought it was Hal Finney. I always thought it was Hal Finney.
Okay.
I don't believe that anymore.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's not developed to where I can say anything about it at this point. I hope one day maybe it does. And I can tell you a little bit more. But, when it comes to exposing who Satoshi is, you have to realize that if he's still alive today, or she or they, that they would be extremely targeted by every organization, government, corporate, organized crime that you can possibly think of. Hackers, the Lazarus Group, the hackers from North Korea, that they stole $2 billion in crypto a few years ago and then funded their entire weapons program with it. Like, it would be dangerous to put this person into the spotlight before it would be time. And so, you know, and no, it's not Greg Wright. Okay, just so you guys know. It's actually a person that I had never even considered. Some people have, but never even considered to be the main candidate.
Wow.
BitSquad Crypto, the BitSquad doesn't like your Gucci wear? Okay, put it in the chat, Drew.
Okay.
Do y'all rock with this Gucci jacket? I want to know. And by the way, I'm not wearing the pants with it. I'm never wearing the pants with the full sweatsuit again. I wear black jeans. Is what I wear. The picture on the Lambo of me wearing the Gucci tracksuit.
That was amazing.
It's a joke, right? Obviously, it was supposed to look the way that it looked. I did not think I looked cool in that photo. Though some people told me I did, but I felt like it was a very meme-ish photo to begin with. I would say.
Well, a lot of
kind of
people,
whack. Some people are saying kind of whack. What?
Let's see.
Let's see what they say,
Let's
man.
see.
I'm a little nervous right now about this.
Yeah, a lot
Okay,
of
I'm going to watch those numbers. I mean, golly.
Let's see.
Guys, I really like designer clothes. I never thought I would, you know. I always thought, I had this on Twitter I posted about. I posted this on Twitter, twitter.com. We just hit our 30,000th tweet, by the way. 30,000th tweet. You know, we joined in January of 2018, and the channel just celebrated a birthday. I thought the channel started in January of 2018, but that's when I started all the socials. YouTube channel was actually created in February 7th or 8th, I think the 7th of 2018. I heard you use fake weights for your bench press video. Yeah, they were CrossFit weights, bro. Go up a little bit. When does BitBoy the musical come out? I want to audition for Oompa Loompa. And there's another, what was the yellow one up there? Did we already address that one? One more up.
Let's see. Where's that? Oh, it's all the way up here.
Yeah. Oh, that's, I probably addressed that one then. Yeah, screw you click it. You know, you can click it at the top. Click the yellow.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Boom. Oh, Ben, your buddy CryptoFace is having a bromance. Oh my gosh, she's showing the channel again. That channel. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Guys, Richard Hart wears things that are very over the top. I do like designer clothes. But this is probably the most over the top jacket that I have. I've got a couple shirts, I guess, but I really just like wearing the t-shirts. I like the Burberry t-shirts. I like the hoodies. You know, I really think that I like Gucci. I like Burberry. I like Givenchy is how you say it. And I like Alexander McQueen. These are really the four that I'm probably going to be rolling with. Not going to be buying stuff too far out of there. I like it. I never thought it would. So anyways, on Twitter, I posted this. Let's see where it is here. Once I got evicted from my apartment, but I stayed there 2 more months. This would have been probably 2004 or 5. 2005. I was probably 22. Once I got evicted from my apartment, but I stayed there 2 more months with no power, had nowhere else to go. I lived by candlelight and cold showers. For food, I mostly survived on free packs of ketchup and Taco Bell sauce. Don't let the Gucci fool you. I've been to the bottom. And this guy made a comment here. My dad was a businessman of the year 6 times in Indianapolis, Indiana when I was a kid. He was worth several million in the 80s. This is from Army Piper. He drove his same old Ford Bronco, wore jeans and polos. He was asked why once, and he stated successful people don't need to rebrand. Well, that's certainly one person's opinion and the way they want to live their life. I like nice things. Some people, this is what I said here, that's certainly one opinion. We all navigate the journey differently. I like nice things. Some people like to spend all their money on vacations. I would rather have a Lamborghini than travel the world for 1 year. That's what I value. Now, look, I like to go on trips. I go on a lot already as is, but not vacations, a lot of crypto-related stuff mostly. To me, you spend something on vacation, you get some memories, but as soon as it's over, and you can't get any of the money back. But a Lamborghini, you know, it sits there, it has value and whatever. The point is, people like different things, and it's okay. Like, I thought I would be the polo or, you know, just regular t-shirt and gym shorts guy, honestly. So that's what I wore most of my life. But I started wearing the designer clothes, and I liked them. And I think I can wear them if I like to wear them. And so that's my viewpoint. They're ridiculously priced. They're also very well made, and they feel better than a lot of other clothes. But the difference is it worth that extra cost? Probably not. But I enjoy it, so I'm going to do it. And I think that's an important lesson for a lot of you guys. Live your life the way you want to live it. Don't feel pressured by other people. But Richard Hart, he loves the over-the-top stuff. I don't really like the over-the-top stuff. I just like a black, a hoodie, a black T-shirt, maybe some shoes, black shoes, whatever. I'm the simplest designer wear probably that there is. I would have almost all T-shirts if it were up to me. Okay, so there you go. All right, and that is a true story. But also on that story, I did actually date a girl during this time, and I invited her over for a candlelit dinner.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Candlelit dinner. And I think she realized that I didn't have power when she couldn't use the microwave. But anyways, I digress. And also, one thing that I did that was very shisty. It was a very shisty thing I did. I did not survive only on ketchup and Taco Bell sauce, but I couldn't say this in the tweet. There weren't enough characters. I would go to fast food places a couple times a week and say, hey, I came by at lunch and I ordered all this for my office and we didn't get the burger. Oh. And you know what they would do? They would never question it. And they'd give me a value meal every time. That was the only way I ate, and people, that was very shisty. Yep. I was a shisty person back then when I was in my addiction. That's what led to all that. It's because I was spending all my money on drugs, and I wasn't, living a good life. And because of that, I was doing shisty things back before I went to rehab in 2007. So point being here is I've been to the bottom. I know what it looks like. And I know a lot of you guys know what it looks like, but you don't have to get to a rock bottom point in your life to be able to make good financial decisions. Hopefully, a lot of you are at a similar starting place right now. And everybody's got stories they look back on and they remember. Bottom is different for everybody, I guess, so to speak. But I've been through a lot of things, and the guy you see before you today was not who I was back then. So anyways.
Yeah, that's, man. You hit me.
I got you. Huh?
Flu season was my bottom. Had to work 3 jobs, hold on to a house, help build a company from ground nothing to $6 million a year, and they let me go for various requirements at the time, and I felt that too. So
yeah. Well, I also tweeted this on a more fun side. I saw you like that this tweet here. How to build Twitter Spaces. We're going to be starting new Twitter Spaces. This is going to be starting, we believe it's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel, on my Twitter account. This is how you build a Twitter Spaces audience. Number 1, go kidnap a bunch of people, kids, elderly, disabled, basically anyone that's easy pickings. Rent out your local dead movie theater and fill it up with captives. Just think, you can have a different Twitter Spaces in every theater auditorium. Then make them listen to Twitter Spaces. Become the #1 ranked Spaces influencer. There you go. That's how you do it. That's what we're going to do. There's a Regal Theater down here by Town Center Mall our receptionist called it the Town Center Mall, which I thought was funny. Nobody even knows what it is today because it sucks. Was bought by Kennesaw State. But over there, the Regal's dead. And so it makes sense for us. That's where we're going to be holding our Twitter Spaces captives. Gold and DeFi gold are safe investments right now while the government is trying to crack down on crypto. I don't know if that's a shill for a project called DeFi Gold. Never heard of it. I'm not sure. But, precious metals are definitely something. So, yeah, we went a little off topic here this morning. But you know what? Sometimes you got to say some stuff like that. You got to remind people. Some days I just look at what I have, and it's very odd to me. Like TJ went and picked up the Lambo this morning. We share the Lambo. I drive about 9% of the time. He drives it probably 2% of the time, to be honest with you. But I pulled it up today, and there it was. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I have a Lamborghini. Like, it's so weird to think about. But yet there it is. And you got to remember where you came from. That's the important thing. Any updates on Charles and Richard chat debate? That's not happening. Somebody said update on the bill. We should have more for you pretty soon on that, hopefully by the end of this month. I should be getting some news probably today or tomorrow on that. All right, let's go. Crypto, coinmarketcap.com. I don't know, this may be the last time we're using coinmarketcap.com.
Really?
Having some conversations with maybe somebody else. We'll see.
Okay.
Let's see here. 22,491 cryptos, 546 exchanges. Market cap down 1.053 trillion, but still holding strong above that $1 trillion level. $67.8 billion in volume, 41.2%. Dominance for Bitcoin down a little bit. ETH dominance up 18.9%. Maybe that ETH video we did got some people thinking about those Ethereum tokenomics. Yeah. And for 22 Paraguays, 22.5 Paraguays, you can send any transaction. Looking at Bitcoin, the flagship cryptocurrency, the king crypto, the original decentralized peer-to-peer cash. I'm just thinking of all the things that the news organizations call it because they don't have a lot of synonyms for Bitcoin. It's down 1.37% and now down 5.39% for the week. We were not able to get above 24.4 to head towards 25. And so we'll see if a retracement is in order. Here's what I kind of think we might see from Bitcoin here. I think what we could see is it really depends on what this announcement is tomorrow. Now, remember, when the DOJ did an announcement, it was a flop. Is this going to be a flop as well? Are we going to see an action against, Steph Curry for his promotion of FTX? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Just another example.
Splash, just move on. I tell you what Steph Curry would do if that was true. He'd throw his mouth guard. I like Steph Curry. I really do like Steph Curry. He seems like a great guy. Some people don't like him. I'm a big fan. But Bo that works here is his biggest fan ever. And every time he comes to Atlanta, he gets injured right before he comes. Steph, don't get injured before March. I know you're injured now, but come back from your injury. Make sure you're going to ruin Bo's life. And he said he'll be done with you forever if you don't show up. So he said, if you got to go out there with a torn Achilles and go on one foot and hop, you got to do it for one random fan. But anyways, the fact is, it could be a big flop. It might not even work, or it might not even be a big deal, but it might be a big deal. It could be the XRP case is over. Don't think that's what it is, but it could be. So on one of the three potentials. The other thing is banning staking. I don't know if that really makes sense. It might, but that seems like a bold announcement. That seems like something they might want to actually just do more in quietly almost, in a sense, not make a big deal about it because there's going to be a lot of backlash. So we'll see. None of this matters if our bill gets through, by the way.
Hey.
None of the stuff the SEC is talking about even matters at all if our bill gets through. So there's a lot of movement against Gary Gensler, as you guys know. But anyways, the point here is with Bitcoin, what I could see is if we get some kind of volatility leading up to this announcement where people are scared, we might see a similar wick to what we saw a couple weeks ago with the DOJ announcement, and we might be able to fill down to that $19,990 level or $19,995 level of the CME gap and bounce back up very quickly. And there you go. You got your gap filled. We can stop talking about it. That's important, when it comes to the psychology of crypto and the Bitcoin markets. And we can finally start moving up towards maybe 30K. Definitely above 25 and see what happens from there. So, obviously right now it's playing out like a normal cycle. At some point it could break away and go much higher. We don't think that'll be the case, but it is a possibility at all times. So, all right. Were you going to say something, Kelly? You came in to say something? No, Kelly's chilling. Yeah. Oh, because I came and watched you. We like to watch each other. Just getting worse. Okay. So let's look at the biggest gainers of the day. You know what's hilarious? We talked about Neo and Deep Brain Chain both last week, talking about how they were like really dead projects. Like there's not a lot of building going on. Well, apparently someone is taking back over Deep Brain Chain. Oh, it's like coin number 700 and they're actually doing something with it, which is really fascinating because it was totally dead and the team said it was dead at one time. This must be a new team who's taking it over. And Neo's never going to be what it was. It's like I said, they still have a conference, still has a presence, but it is the biggest gainer of the day, 12.28%. Rocket Pool, competitor to Lido Finance, up 8%. Chainlink up 8.39%, maybe due to that big partnership they just announced. Oasis Network or Rose, 4.26%. EOS above 5%. Everything else in the 1 to 2% range, except for Theta Network, one we really liked in the last bull run. Really got to see what's going to happen with the adoption of its network and streaming services and bandwidth assistance for streaming over this next over the remainder of the bear market. The remainder of the bear market to determine whether we think it's going to have a good performance or whether it's not going to perform as well as it did in the last bull cycle. And then there's Polygon up there as well. Polygon's crushing it. Optimism crushing it. Okay, let's see here. We did set up that new account while Frank is Frank coming up today?
We got Tom Crown today.
Oh, Tom Crown's on.
Yeah.
Oh, we're late. Not by much, just 5 minutes.
Not much.
Yeah, while Tom Crown is on, I will actually log into the new account and we'll look at whether or not it's a good time to take a trade based on what Tom says.
Well, let's bring him
So
on
let's
up
bring Tom to the forefront.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Tom. No audio. I don't have audio. Oh, I don't have audio. I can't hear him.
Tom, are you on mute?
Is he on mute?
Oh, it should be coming through for me.
Is he faking? It's coming through for you, or it's not?
No, it's not.
Tom, do this. Just refresh the page, and see if that will see if that'll fix it. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it just needs a little purge.
Yeah, I'm not getting in there.
Can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah, you can hear us.
Just exit, and come back in. Try that. That works most of the time.
Yeah. Let's see if it comes.
Okay. I was really hoping he would just stand and walk out the fake door behind him. That didn't happen. So he'll come right back on here. Let's see what happens. We love Tom Crown. Does a great TA. He loves soybeans, but he's not a soy boy. That's what they say. Litecoin enthusiast, Tom Crown. Really loves Litecoin. And, Litecoin's going to definitely be one of the ones that's definitely not considered a security. So they can't possibly say, the SEC is going to say all altcoins are securities. I mean, obviously, many of them are not based on how they were distributed. So Tom is back. I still can't hear him. Is it an RN problem?
No, I checked him this morning.
Yeah. Let's see here. Microphone, FaceTime, echo cancellation. Maybe I should reconnect. Let me try to reconnect.
Let's try.
Let's see if we can hear Tom.
Hello.
There he is. It was me. I had to reconnect. I told you reconnecting fixes it most of the time.
That was weird. It was working earlier. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Sometimes you have issues live and you fix them live. That's what makes the great ones the great ones.
Absolutely.
So we were both prepared to fix the problem. What's going on with Bitcoin? Do we have a problem when it comes to our bullish narrative?
Right now we had a very exciting start to the year. I really see this as Bitcoin just cooling off a little bit. It was getting a little hype. I don't know if the rally is over. I wouldn't say that quite yet. We can take a look at the charts and I can tell you what I might be looking for.
Let's do it. Y'all caught me drinking a Propel.
Oh, I also hit a milestone. 74,420 subscribers. Right on. Don't forget to like and subscribe and catch me.
That's high.
Yeah, I'm getting up there. When we met, I had like 10. So
that was a weed joke.
I love
Tom.
to start.
That was a weed joke, Tom. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, when we met, what'd you have, 12,000?
Oh, maybe. Not even 10, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
So I like to start by just looking at the whole chart. This is BLX. I always start this way. On this chart, I've placed 4 moving averages that I want to highlight today. And what we can see is these thicker ones, Bitcoin has spent most of its time above. And when we zoom in, we fell below it in August. And this is the 200 and the 50 weekly moving average. So right above price right now, we are seeing the first ever Bitcoin death cross. I wouldn't panic yet. On the weekly, yes. We've seen them on the day. We've seen them on other time frames, but on the week, we've never had it. We haven't actually quite gotten to that 200. Back in the last few years, the 200 weekly was a great buying opportunity. Yeah. Now we're right back below it. And this is kind of a logical spot for Bitcoin to take a breather. I would really expect to see that 200 fully tested. So that would be just a few $100s higher, around 25K. Below us, simultaneously, on the day, we have a golden cross. Yeah, these terms are really emotional. I like to call them just MA crossovers, up or down. There's no death or gold about them. But we have a bullish signal on the day, a bearish signal on the week, and people say, well, which one matters? Which one is going to play out, right? We could say both. These are really lagging signals. The weekly, obviously, 7 times more lagging than the day. So you guys know I'm a permabull. I'm always optimistic. So I'm going to say maybe this fall from 69K is that death cross on the week right now. It's so lagging. The daily is not quite as lagging. We've seen a rally up in this year. Maybe that's the golden cross playing out. That's kind of my 2-cent take. I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, to hit the 200, maybe even come back down to where this golden cross is happening, hopefully find support. And I think we are going to see some higher prices this year, but it might take kind of longer than we'd like it to.
Yeah. Well, we talked yesterday, Tom, Frank and I did on the channel about these golden crosses and death crosses. And the death crosses seem to be a lagging indicator. A lot of times it already indicates that the bottom is in, but it hasn't touched right now. And we've got a lot of downward momentum, and we could over the next few days, based on this announcement tomorrow, see some more downward momentum. And it would be interesting if it was that downward momentum that caused the death cross to actually occur. and then we're past the worst of it already. Because you believe the bottom is in, correct? Already?
I do. I've been wrong before. I'm not afraid to be wrong again. Yeah. I believe it's in.
I mean, it's a strong chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, talking about maybe further downside off of some news coming out, where would we look? I'm keeping my eye on two pretty easy spots to pick.
Okay.
Right below us, we have our very first retracement. So when you use the fib tool and you connect your highs and lows, the 236 is when you start retracing. So on the weekly time frame, we're not actually, why is this not toggling? We're not actually retracing yet until we trade below 21.8. I'm not so confident in 21.8 being a support. I'm really looking for maybe 20.9 for that weekly resistance before we hit our low. And further down, if you're getting a little more bearish, 18.3. This is a really clean 618 retracement.
I think it's possible.
This is a prime opportunity. If it comes, may not come, could come. But 20.9, 18.3. And then, of course, you'd go, well, what happens after that? Target your lows, 15.5. If that breaks, which I don't think it will, 13.8's on the table. What I think this is really going to come down to, though, is what the dollar's doing. We always look at the dollar, and we're just talking about kind of these crosses, moving averages on Bitcoin. So if we look at the dollar, we can see it spent maybe 6 months under its 20 daily moving average. That broke early February. It hit the 50, and now it's kind of finding some resistance there. What I want to see, obviously, is I want to see the moon and zoom. I want to see the dollar fall down. I want to see equities go crazy, but that might be kind of that hopium again. What I'm really looking for is for the dollar to potentially find support around 102. If it does, we may see the doom and gloom play out. Maybe that's the news kind of that we were talking about. We see maybe a dead cat bounce on the dollar, hopefully not a real rally. If it loses 102, I'm going to be watching for that historical support at 100. This has been pivotal to the dollar, rejected there for like the better part of a decade. And if we see the dollar show more weakness, I think we're going to see equities go nuts. And we're already kind of seeing it. Some stocks are doing really well. Tesla is up over 100% this year. Tesla is trading at 210 right now, traded down to 101 in early January.
What was the all-time high? Six? Was it 600?
4?
It was a 400.
4.
Okay.
Well, they split it so many times.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track. They split it like a million times. That's my outlook is things are going up and I'm enjoying it. It's not quite FOMO time. If you have a plan, hopefully you have a plan, stick to it. Don't let some green candles change your plan up. That's how you get caught at the highs and sell at the lows. Just stay calm. Things are going up. Enjoy it. You had a year of pain. Enjoy a little bit of the upside, but don't go nuts yet. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I would say, looking at Market Cipher, for instance, because that's, what we use the longest. We're working in these new indicators. We've got the BitLab Academy, but we've got to get more education of people about how to use those. Everybody pretty much knows about the green dots and the red dots on Market Cipher and the yellow X's. We've talked about it so long on the channel. I've seen on some of the smaller time frames, more yellow X's, more manipulation of the downside. That's what the yellow X means, manipulation. It's unnatural movement of the market. And it's been negating a lot of the indicators on the direction. And so everything's saying go long, and then you go long, and all of a sudden it just completely dumps, and then prints disappear and all kinds of stuff. Or a green dot, and then the next hour, red dot, green dot, red. It's just being negated a lot. And I'm wondering if those yellow X's, that manipulation, are the people that did not get their order filled, the institutions for them, the CME gap, positioning it to move down because they know if we pop back above 30, we're probably not ever filling that gap again. And so, we could potentially, but, it's going to be very unlikely. So I think that could potentially be what we're seeing is a lot of pushing down of the market right now. That's why the indicators aren't working as well in the short term. Obviously, if you're trading with 2x leverage and you're doing the weekly chart, then things are probably still lining up for you. But if you're using the hourly chart or the 4-hour or the 6-hour even, they're not as consistent as they were before. And it makes sense when you're starting to see manipulation. And that's why I think you're right. We could go down to 18.3. 18.6 is a number that I've been looking at personally. We could fill the gap at $19,995, and it could go down a little bit further. and then get an epic bounce up. And that's why I think, people could be your last best chance to get in below 20K, your last chance ever to get in below 20K if we do slightly go below it. And there is a chance, of course, that, we don't go down that low to the 18.3 or 18.6, and we just barely wick in 19, because you remember 19 was very strong support for a long time. And then we had 18.6 and 18.3, and then it was all the way down to new lows. 17.4, I think, was in there, but we never closed there. We just wicked there at some point. So I think all the numbers that you're talking about line up with what we're seeing. It's hard for me to believe that we would have anything that could occur that could push us below $15,000 outside of, aliens or a nuclear war.
Well, I have one more kind of hopium chart for you. So there's a little bearish tone today, and it goes back to those moving averages. So just recap, we have these crosses going on the week. Something really interesting to me is if we look not at Bitcoin, but at the total crypto market cap, we have a totally different picture.
Yeah.
Total crypto market cap retook the 200. It's basically retested it. It seems to be holding strong. If it can trade above 1.1 trillion, above the 50, it isn't going to get the same death cross as Bitcoin. So what I think this could be suggesting, again, I'm a perma bull, guys, not financial advice, is that the total crypto market space is bullish, and Bitcoin maybe being held down, maybe kind of what you were going along with there. I kind of view this as market makers not wanting people to be able to take and hold positions into whatever the next move is, because I think it's going to be very volatile.
Yeah, I think very interesting thoughts there, because that lines up what I was saying. We could be seeing that manipulation right now unnaturally. I do think also all of this is lining up. We did a video the other night where we talked about Ethereum passing Bitcoin. Why, in my opinion, it's almost a certainty. The tokenomics are superior now. And because of that, you're looking at this next run. If Ethereum does pass Bitcoin at some point, that changes the altcoin market forever. And we could have a permanent decoupling of Bitcoin from individual altcoins. Because the thing is, the reason why Bitcoin continues to be the thing that moves the market, it has the most confidence and faith in it. If all of a sudden some of that confidence and faith were moved to Ethereum because it passed it, now people might start saying to themselves, there is legitimacy to the altcoin market. Bitcoin is not the only one that's going to win. Let's start picking winners. And there's no reason for Chainlink to move along with the Bitcoin for your cycle. Litecoin could potentially. It has its own cycle, but Litecoin and Bitcoin closely related. Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin closely related. So there are block stacks, an altcoin project that's built to work with Bitcoin. It might be related, but it doesn't make sense for Ethereum to be coupled with Bitcoin. Just like you don't see tech stocks and weed stocks moving together. I don't know what weed stocks do. I guess they go up high, but
they get high.
Yeah, they get high. But then afterwards they come down and they're sad because they're not high.
The connection between Bitcoin and other coins too, that no longer really exists in the same way, is pre-stable coins. The only thing really you could get altcoins with was Bitcoin. So logically they were going to be very similar. When they went up, people got very risk on, bought into altcoins. When it started dropping, went back out. And that's not really the case as much anymore. I still trade those pairs, but they are not what they were maybe 4 years ago. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% there. I think that's a really, really good take, Tom. Well, Tom, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Always enjoy when you're on. You do such a great job. You're one of my favorite influencers. That's right. I said the word influencer. Don't shoot me. No.
All right. No. All right, Tom. Go eat some soybeans.
Thank you guys. Great being on. Follow me on YouTube. I'll be live later today.
We'll put his link in the chat pinned and in the description. Yep. So make sure you go follow Tom. All right. We'll see you, Tom.
Later, guys.
All right. So here on my chart, I am, of course, the B team here when it comes to trading compared to Frank. Well, I think I've made more money than Frank trading. I'll say that. But it may have had to do with starting capital. But, just don't forget, guys. Don't forget. Frank came from our community. He learned everything he knows from me. Maybe not how to draw on the charts, because as you guys know, I still don't know how to do it. But I wanted to look here and just kind of take a look at the market, because we're 22,546. We were down at 22,4 a little bit earlier in the show. And just take a look at some of our indicators and what I'm seeing and whether or not it might be a decent time to take a flyer on a long or a short. So just kind of show you guys what we're thinking. Now, of course, I did mention we have a new trading account. This is not because I lost. We actually have in this account the remaining amount. We didn't refill it. So it's 0.12 Bitcoin. We started with 0.43. If you were watching, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
So I forgot about it because it was so devastating. What happened is overnight, I couldn't get into the corporate account. I didn't have the 2FA. And so I couldn't set the stop loss. And I couldn't do that until I got here the next morning. And it almost $30 from getting liquidated, but we salvaged what we had. Now with $30, we're still able to keep over 30% of what we had in this account. But I'm only saying all this again to let you know this account is starting fresh from the trades. We like to show all the trades. We do not, when we do this live, we don't like to hide stuff and say, look at this win, and later on, look at this win, but then they're red in the middle. We literally show you what we're doing. So I just want to be, upfront and transparent about all that. We're now starting with 0.12. So we've got about $2,500 in the account, and we got to try to take that to $100,000. It's going to be tough. But you know what? You guys make mistakes too. And so, or you might get hacked or whatever the case may be, lose it to insolvency. So people will relate to this as well. You make a mistake. It didn't have anything to do with where the chart was going. It just had to do with not being fully prepared to make sure 100% I had access to the 2FA when I was home. So, obviously now we're going to be going with some lower leverage because we have a smaller amount. And when you go with lower leverage or higher leverage, like 20X, you need some capital. If you have a smaller amount, like 2,500, 20% loss can be absolutely devastating. Whereas if you got 10,000, you can weather that pretty good. So looking at the indicators here I have set up, we got our BitLab market intelligence, hidden volume, BitLab relative extrema, BitLab significant movement. Also got market cipher turned on here as well. But really what you're looking at here is we've looked at market cipher. I'll turn off market cipher A. I'll keep the oscillator up. And I will say this, guys, I do believe there is a big advantage for you guys that do have market cipher. I do believe that there is a big advantage to using market cipher B along with, it's just more confluence.
Yeah.
I put them all up. I'm looking at everything. I'm reading the signs and I'm saying, are they saying the same thing? And if they are, then that's usually a good time to go in for a trade. So I was going to there it is, turn off market cipher A here. So here we go. Looking at the intelligence, you'll see we had a big sign here on, this is on the daily chart. Let's go back. Let's go to the 4-hour chart and see what it's looking like here. We want to be trading on slightly larger time frames. You can see we just got an indicator here, 2 different indicators of a crossing, meaning that could be a potential bottom and the price could start moving up. Look down here at the volume and you see the hidden volume here. Let's see if there's a little bit of a bearish divergence here where the volume is going down. It went down significantly here, but we need to see what's going to happen here. If it continues to go down or if it has a reversal based on this indicator up here. Looking at the extrema, you can see that this green portion right here came out of the yellow wave. I know it's hard to see. We should really change this color so it's easier to see the yellow wave because it comes to about here, the center of my icon. And boom, look at that. That's confluence. You had a crossing up here, and then you have the extrema out of the range, and then you have the volume falling, and guess what? You get a great short opportunity. And let's see what the percentage was if you had taken that trade. It would have been a 3.69% move for Bitcoin. So if you're trading on 10X, that's a 36X, or not 36X, 36% move. And then you look here at the BitLab significant movement. The blues are bottoms, oranges are tops. And you can see it does show a bottom is starting to form, more confluence. But what I would say is here's the kicker here. For market cipher, to use market cipher in addition to our BitLab trading suite, what you'll see is market cipher is not yet saying that there's a bottom. You would look for a green dot here on this blue wave at the bottom with the oscillator, and we haven't seen that yet. It could pop up any second. So what I would say is we got a lot of confluence here. As soon as we get that last signal, that would be the one. And this would be a trade we should feel pretty confident in because obviously you got confluence across the board right here, right now. Okay. So let's see what's going on here with stories. Let's do stories here.
Yeah.
Bitcoin 2-year high. Where is it? Bitcoin is unresponsive to both monetary and macroeconomic news, claims New York Fed report. We also have roughly 1.1 million Bitcoin leaving exchanges since March 2020. That's about 5% of the Bitcoin supply. Crypto Quant, Bitcoin network activity spikes to 2-year high thanks to NFTs. Man, there are so many. There are so many Bitcoin maximalists that are fired up over this. They're pissed.
Yeah.
They're pissed. They don't want NFTs. Here's why the Bitcoin maximalists are angry, okay? The Bitcoin maximalists, they really view Bitcoin the right way. They really do, in my opinion. They value it the right way. The problem is they don't view the world in the right way. They don't understand the world is not ready for the vision of Bitcoin yet. It's going to be a process. And that's where me and the maximalists, we get on two totally divergent paths. It seems like I'm just this altcoin guy that I just love gains and blah, 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 blah. I love Bitcoin. Read Catching Up to Crypto. You'll see what I think about it. But it's just not going to be what they want it to be in the time frame they want it to be that. It's a longer projection. People are surprised when they come to me with a concern about Bitcoin and they say, you're one of those guys, you think Bitcoin, we're all going to be using Bitcoin. Like, not anytime soon. It's got a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what? But I do believe it will eventually. 25 to 50 years, what I've said. Yep. Change takes time. Bitcoin maximalists want it yesterday, and they get frustrated at the average person because the average person is not ready to make that transition, like early Bitcoiners and hardcore ardent Bitcoiners, what they believe. So we've got this entire altcoin market that they hate, but yet that's where the regular people are. And what do? They hate on the regular people for what? For investing in altcoins. So it's like they just can't win. They come off as so insincere and so out of touch, when in reality, I agree with all of the reasons why they think Bitcoin is the best money in the world and has the opportunity to change everything. We're just not going to get everybody on board with that in a fast enough time.
Yep.
We need things like an attempt at a great reset. We need things like the CBDC. We need these things, invasions of privacy, to show people why they're so dangerous. So I'm just a realist. That's what I am.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. Network activity on the Bitcoin blockchain hit a level never seen before. Ordinals store the NFTs directly on chain. What an ordinal is a way to take a single Satoshi, 1/100,000th of Bitcoin, that it can be 1/100,000,000th of Bitcoin, that Bitcoin can be divided into 100 million parts, and they're able to store through a workaround an NFT, a JPEG essentially, on the Satoshi. And I wonder if it's something similar to like the way Satoshi was able to put text into the Coinbase. The Coinbase is a part of the blockchain, or a part of the way that it was all set up and the blocks are set up. That's where the company Coinbase got its name from. I can't tell you exactly what a Coinbase is, but I do know that he was able to store writing and statements about the financial crisis in the Genesis block through the Coinbase. Is this a similar thing, where you're basically storing something on Bitcoin, but in this case, it's JPEG as opposed to text?
It seemed similar to me. God, people think TJ died.
Why are they thinking that?
I don't know, because I'm sitting here.
Oh, no, TJ's here. Is TJ here in the building today?
Yeah, he's here.
Are you taking over for him?
No.
Nobody told me about that. Drew.
Oh.
Guys, just so you guys understand a little bit about the way things operate here. TJ's my business partner. He owns 33% of the company. I own the rest. And I gave him a big portion of that because he's extremely valuable, even though he wasn't here when I built this for the first 2.5 years. We were friends, but he had a big vision for where he wanted to take everything that I knew would be advantageous, and it has been. But he's now doing the Blockchain Basement show immediately following this one. So he's on camera from basically 11:30 to now like 2:30.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So some days he's just not going to be on here. He needs a break, and
he's
gotta
shoveling
get some more
food in
stuff
his
done.
mouth, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's fast.
He finally knows what it's like. He feels a little bit about what it's like to be me and be rushed between all these shows all the time, you know. Just shoot another video, Ben. Well, I just did 13 of them, you know. But anyways, ordinal stored directly on the chain. They have they're causing, you know, maybe the bigger Bitcoin blocks would have been more advantageous about this. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Number one thing you can do for the show. How many viewers and how many likes we have right now?
We are at 6,000 viewers, 1,300 likes. Let's hit 2,000.
Let's hit 2,000 in the next minute. Right now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a yoga meditation pause for 1 minute while you like this video.
It's going to make me nervous.
That's all I can take.
I can't do that.
No, I can't do that. J-Bomb, have you heard of Film Crib on BS? Oh, no, that may be a... Wait, hold on. Was that a... That was a shill of a show, I think. Maybe bring that one back. Can you bring that back? See if you can do it.
ATB did it.
Oh, so you can't do it. ATB, put that back up, because I think that was actually about a Netflix show. Maybe I had a coin in it, but I've heard of this idea of doing like cribs for crypto people before. I think that's what they was talking about. All right, Bitcoin NFTs explode in popularity as BitMEX research shows 13,000 ordinals. Just backing up that story. After CryptoPunk NFT copies are minted as Bitcoin ordinals, will Bored Apes follow suit? These are very hard to create, by the way. I looked into it, and it's above my pay grade. I think Johnny says he's got a way to do it. So we'll see if Johnny can make it happen.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
We're going to put Pluto Alliance on Bitcoin?
They'll have to acknowledge Pluto at that point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just so everybody knows, with Pluto Alliance, we were giving away 100% of our profits from Google AdSense here on YouTube to our NFT community. We got a lot of stuff going on. Vumio's coming out, big investor advisor in that NFT platform. Justin Williams is CEO. A lot of NFT crossover stuff. Long and the short of it is, you know, we've had to basically stop that. Everybody got money for the first year who had the NFT and staked it, but we're doing a new thing. We are doing a newsletter. It's going to be $100 a month or $99 a month. It's going to come out weekly. It's going to have definitely some alpha, definitely some coin picks. We're working very hard to make sure that we're going to do things in a very transparent way around picks.
Yes.
But it's going to be very in-depth every week, great formatting, and you're going to get a lot of value out of this. Stuff that doesn't make it to the channel is going to go into this newsletter. The Pluto Alliance holders, they're grandfathered in. If you own a Pluto Alliance and you stake it, you get the newsletter for free.
Hey.
I mean, you put in the work for the NFT, and you deserve to reap some of the rewards. And then if you hold some of the higher NFTs, the more rare ones, you'll get to have a Zoom call, a group Zoom call with the holders of that NFT, and along with either myself or AJ or Nick DeMondi or whoever it might be that week. I'm meeting with the Black Hole people every month, I believe, and the Kings. Those are the top NFT, the rarest ones that we have in Pluto Alliance. So they get a call with me, actually, along with the newsletter. So we're really excited about this, and we're working very hard. This is going to eventually kind of be its own company. Yeah. It's not just going to be, hey, it's our newsletter. We want to stand the test of time. So if you think about the Pluto Alliance, and I got to be very careful here, because I'm not saying go buy the NFT so you can get this for free to sweep the price or whatever. But the reality is, over the long term, what you should see is the value of the Pluto Alliance NFTs going up over time as people negotiate the idea of what's worth more, spending the money $100 a month on the newsletter, which is $1,200 a year, or, you know, minus 12, $1,188 because it's $99. I digress. Or to go buy one of the NFTs that right now is sitting around 150 or $200, somewhere thereabouts, and then you get it forever. So just something to think about. We've really done this kind of in a way that encourages the community to participate, encourages Pluto Alliance to participate. And we think it kind of solved a lot of issues since we had to stop the YouTube ads program. So there you go. Or at least giving the funds away. All right, moving on here. Kraken exec says it aims to build trust 1 hour before SEC probe leak. I mean, obviously they were saying this because they knew this was coming, right?
Right.
Yeah. The Securities and Exchange Commission is almost done investigating major crypto exchange Kraken for potential unregistered security sales. Person familiar with the matter told Bloomberg. Man, I'd be very shocked if they were able to go after Kraken. Kraken has been so buttoned up.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Go after him just because it's a workaround to go after different coins? This SEC is out of control.
Yeah.
They must be stopped.
They're like pros at spreading fear at this point, basically. That's all they do. So,
well, I kind of look at them like, think about Hitler, for instance.
Yeah.
When he knew his time was up, he went insane.
Yeah.
Right. He knew his time was up. Turn up the heat. Let's, I don't mean that in reference to stoves or anything. I just mean turn up the heat on everything we're doing. Let's push back. We can win this. And then finally, at the end of the day, he realized he couldn't, and it was over. And of course, him and Ava took each other out. But this tried to grab everything at the end before it was too late. And then it was too late.
It's like a corner dog,
A corner dog. Yeah. That's what the SEC is right now. Yeah. The SEC. See, people think crypto is the corner dog right now. they think staking's the corner dog.
Right.
Ripple, the corner dog. Now, Brad G chilling. Brad G chilling. Okay? The corner dog here is the SEC.
Yeah. Crypto's
That's
out of
why
the
you're
bag.
seeing the claws come out.
It's already out of the bag. They're just trying to catch up and figure out a way to catch a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So.
And listen, I refer to Hitler meaning an evil dictator that at the end of his life was in a corner. That had no reference to, I guess, is Gary Gensler Jewish?
I'm not sure.
Just so you guys know, I don't know what those last names are that or they're supposed to be. I didn't know Sam was Jewish before the whole thing came out. That's a hot topic around the last couple of months. Yeah. I don't care. I don't think about any of that stuff ever. I don't even know who is Jewish and who's not. Even in my real life, I find out someone's Jewish. I'm like, I had no idea.
Right.
So it's just not something I think about in my daily life. So that was no reference to that. That's why I clarified with the turn up the heat, because that could have been perceived in a bad way. So, yeah, he sounds like Kanye now. That's what I sound like. Kanye.
Oh my God,
hey, guys,
here it comes. There it is.
Low IQ.
Thank you. Thank you.
Low IQ.
Thank you.
Guys, you can discuss things and talk about things.
Yeah.
And it's not in reference to Kanye West.
Where conversation stops, chaos begins.
Yeah, absolutely. They're saying, YouTube's saying to shut us down.
Oh.
No. Guys, we love Jewish people. Yeah, for sure. We love the Jewish people, and we actually don't have a caveat where we explain later that we don't, like Kanye did on the Alex Jones show. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is almost done investigating major crypto exchange Kraken. They're saying by late November, they settled with the Treasury. We do know co-founder Jesse Powell stepped down. That was the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets, potentially violating U.S. sanctions against Iran. Maybe they use users. It paid $362,000 and agreed to invest a further $100,000 into sanctions compliance controls. Let's see. They spoke 1 hour before. They laid off 30% of their employees. Closed its Abu Dhabi location. Let's see. CFTC went after him, yada, yada, yada. Celsius extension, request denied by U.S. trustee and creditors as cash burn continues. Let's look at Celsius here. Crypto lender, which filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in July, filed a motion on January 25th to extend its exclusivity period, the time when it maintains the exclusive right to submit a Chapter 11 reorganization plan by 44 days on March 31st to solicit votes on the plan through to June 30th. Guys, we cannot have this take this long.
Yeah.
Guys, look, my Celsius reorg people, I've got a lot of people. I do have a dog in the fight, but I don't think I don't have a position. Mm-hmm. The right position has not clearly appeared to me yet. Okay. I tend to think let somebody buy them out and just take a percentage of your money and then grow that money over the bull market, and you'll be better off than waiting a year or two before getting your money out. Okay. Even if you get 100% of your funds back in 2 years, you're going to get the value that it was at the time of the freeze. So you're not making gains on that. Look at the Voyager folks getting bought out by Binance. This is better. It's better to take 50% of your money today than 100% of it in 2 years at the top of the bull run.
Yes.
Okay. Let's use common sense, folks. So that's what I think should happen. This cannot be pushed back. This would be ridiculous. And they did deny the request. So let's see. Chapter 11 bankruptcy allows for the debtor to file a plan of reorg. It's typically expected to be filed within 4 months. February 15th is the date for this reorg plan. This is the most important date on this case so far with Celsius. So we'll be monitoring that on February 15th. U.S. authorities allegedly using banks to crack down on crypto.
Yeah.
This is according to Nick Carter. And, obviously condolences to Nick Carter for his brother Aaron dying. That's the Backstreet Boy, Nick Carter, by the way, which I just want to point out, they're not the same person. But still, condolences to Nick Carter. He's actually, at one time, at least he watched a channel, sent me a message one time, and I probably should have messaged him and said that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I got his phone number, but I never actually texted him. So there you go. Definitely condolences. I know that's a hard thing. Obviously, I don't know how he died, but we do know he had some addiction issues. Maybe that was it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but obviously people go through hard stuff all the time, and not everybody makes it out. And, so obviously it's a hard thing. Now, when it comes to this Nick Carter, it's with a C, not a K, not a Backstreet Boy. Even though looking at him, he might have had a good chance maybe to be in Menudo with Ricky Martin.
It's close.
I don't know if he's Hispanic or not, but, people think my wife's Latina, and she is not. Nick Carter said in a January 8th post for Pirate Wars, this is a great article, by the way. I read this article from Nick. He said that crypto firms are finding it increasingly difficult to obtain access to onshore banking systems due to unfriendly government regulations. He said specifically the Biden administration is now executing what appears to be a coordinated plan that spans multiple agencies to discourage banks from dealing with crypto firms. For context, anti-crypto lawmaker Elizabeth Warren reportedly issued a letter to Silvergate on December 6th, reprimanding them for demanding or providing services to FTX. 24 hours later, Signature Bank informed its customers that it would shut down their crypto accounts, return the money. As a result, Binance announced it would only process fiat transactions worth more than $100,000.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Metropolitan Commercial Bank, a lot of crypto cards like Crypto.com use them. Mm-hmm. Who else uses them? There's another card that I have. What cards do I have? Let me take a look here. It's one of these, I think. I think I know what it was. No, it was when I had a Revolut account.
Oh.
Revolut also, Bank. I believe, used Metropolitan Bank, I believe, for their card issuances. Let's see. They denied Crypto Bank custodian application. They're basically just going over everything that was in that article by Nick. Banks were strongly discouraged from doing so, talking about engaging with crypto firms. Carter further explained this recent regulatory face-off with crypto firms could be a resurgence of Operation Choke Point. That's an Obama. Now, what's interesting here, 2013, you had several things occur, okay? The lead up, the first extreme bull run, parabolic action for Bitcoin. You had Mt. Gox in February of 2014. Yep. You had the Bit license in New York in July 2014, instituted in 2015, but voted in 2014. Mick Mulvaney, actually, who was former chief of staff for President Trump, created the Blockchain Caucus in 2013. Now, that's a congressional group that meets, I think it's congressional, or maybe it's congressional plus corporations. I'm not exactly sure the definition of a caucus is. Maybe you can look that up, Drew.
Yeah.
But the point is, while Obama was doing this Operation Choke Point, where they used the OCO to apply pressure on banks to shut down accounts of businesses they were ideologically opposed to, censoring transactions, censoring usage, Mick Mulvaney was creating a blockchain caucus to protect the ideals of crypto and blockchain, at the highest levels, and it's been around ever since. He's kind of the anti-Elizabeth Warren, if you will. So very coincidental here. Are we seeing a resurgence of this? Because who was the vice president of Obama? Joe Biden. Now, I do want to say here, caucus is a group within the House of Reps. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so, Meg's in the house. What's up, Meg? Good morning, BitSquad. Have a wonderful day and crush it. Hey, make Meg an admin. She'd be an admin. Should we make Gary Gensler an admin? Make Gary Gensler an admin there as well. He's in the chat every day. We want people to know that, we're not censoring folks here. Gary Gensler is here in the chat, and he's an admin. Hey, Gary, you earned that wrench. You earned that wrench. Okay. All right. So point is there something more going on here? And the answer to that is absolutely yes, there's something more going on. What is it? it's really too hard to tell at this point because none of this is lining up with what I've been hearing about what's going on in Washington with pro-crypto regulation that we're going to get. Like I said, we could see some bad stablecoin regulation. We'll talk more about that today in the 3 o'clock video, Eastern Standard Time. But something's happening. They're putting pressure on the banks. Now, could this be to get the banks to separate from the crypto firms so they can do some kind of executive order against crypto companies while the regulation is set in the background? And what would that do? Well, that would allow the banks to develop their own crypto firms within them to allow custodial, custodianship, institute their own chain analysis, whatever it might be. I think it looks like they're trying to separate. Remember, it's also members of the government. They're trying to separate TradFi from crypto, but in reality, they're taking a pause and they might be trying to give the upper hand to TradFi in crypto. Yeah, absolutely. Gas fees says, Gary, don't let that wrench hit you on the head. Definitely, we wouldn't want that, Gary, because you don't have any hair and we'd see all the blood. It'd be awful. People would throw up. Coinbase CEO condemns staking restrictions by SEC in the US. I'm going to cover this tweet, and we're going to be talking about this today at 3 p.m. Let's see. He said, we're hearing rumors that the SEC would like to get rid of crypto staking. Remember, they talked to the SEC. In the U.S. for retail customers, I hope that's not the case, because I believe it would be a terrible path for the U.S. if it was allowed to happen. Guys, I told you, all in 2021, stablecoin staking was going away because of the guaranteed returns. Now, obviously, if an exchange is solvent, they're not guaranteed. But the rates were guaranteed. And so because of that, that would be competing with some of the government financial tools and instruments that they use to keep their dominance on the world. And that's a no-go. So I think that's what we're going to see. ETH target next run, if it gets to 10,000, 8,500, 9,000, 10,000 in this cycle, certainly could look at 15,000 next cycle. I mean, we'll see what happens. Just trying to be a little more conservative. We're near 2,000. Do you remember the Conan O'Brien show when they would do the thing where they'd say, the year 2000, and then they give predictions for the future? It was like the late 90s. It was really funny. So anyways, that's what that reminded me of. Staking involves holding onto crypto in a wallet for a period of time. Did I answer the question that it said? Or did I just go off on a tangent? Go up the super chat. What was the super chat again? Oh, E-Target next run. Yeah, there you go. And then Cafefe. Why has someone not created a CoffeeZilla parody account called Cafefezilla? Why have they not done that? Or Cafefe Mothra? You could, actually. That's good. Yeah, so anyways, we're going to be talking about this more at 3. It is a big story. I don't know what the big announcement from the SEC is tomorrow. Remember, everyone's telling you that Binance was what the announcement from DOJ was going to be, right? All your Binance haters were saying it. Certainly was a possibility, but that didn't make sense because they don't have the Department of Justice would have more jurisdiction than the SEC over Binance if there was criminal acts going on that might have involved U.S. persons, not just users of Binance. There were 3 things I thought it could have been. It could have been Tether, Deltec Bank, or Binance. Those were the main 3 things I was looking at because it was a huge announcement. And then the price dumped before the announcement because everybody was scared. And then it was BitSquad, a Russian exchange that currently had $11,000 in their crypto wallets.
It's huge. It's massive.
Guys, I almost lost more money in that trade the other day than BitSquad had in their accounts, okay? I think I actually did about that same amount. So wasn't a big announcement, and what happened? Crypto pumped.
Yeah.
Don't think we know what this announcement is. We have some candidates. We think it could be the staking thing, could be the XRP case, maybe settling, could be something about Kraken, but we don't know what it is for sure. Now, there was the leak of Kraken, so I would tend to believe that actually is probably the top candidate, in my opinion, but it could be something totally off the wall. Kim Kardashian, again, oh, no, let's see. Who would it be? Let's see, who could they go after? They could go after, they're going after Taylor Swift because she had a meeting with FTX about a sponsorship, about sponsoring her tour.
That would be a headline right there.
It could be. Well, let me tell you, SEC is anything but swift. So either liquid staking tokens jump on rumors of SEC ban for staking providers. Obviously, you see this when there's a mass shooting. The price of bullets goes up. When privacy coins are banned on exchanges, you see the value go up. So liquid staking tokens moving on rumors the SEC is banning staking providers in crypto. So Gary announced he's leaving the SEC to work for BitBoy Crypto. Maybe that's the announcement.
That'd be huge.
What if they announced change in leadership?
I mean,
nobody said that.
Yeah. Could be Tom Emmer's work is coming to fruition.
Yeah. Now, there could certainly be something that has already been said about this that would negate that, make that not possible. I don't know what it would be, but it could be. Yeah. Thank you, Tyler Davis, for the super chat. Liquid staking sector jumped 5.4% on average. CoinGecko data shows. Value of staked assets was about $42 billion, yada, yada, yada. Rumors come ahead of next month's highly anticipated Shanghai upgrade on Ethereum. I guess this is in regards to people wanting to go after Ethereum. Is that in this?
Yeah.
Well, there's this idea that the SEC is going after Ethereum next. I don't believe it's happening. I don't think that's going to happen. So what would that mean for the future of Kraken? Nothing. It basically just means that, the SEC is going to go after the SEC is not really going after Kraken. They're using Kraken to go after altcoins that they want to be considered securities. So Kraken will end up paying a fine. All banks get fined for money laundering all the time, right? Slaps on the wrist. That's what we'll see. Kraken's not going to get shut down, most likely. They are under new leadership. Jesse Powell's not the CEO anymore. So who knows what they might do? Who knows? Maybe they would merge with somebody else. I don't think we would see that. So what if the SEC actually posted guidelines? Well, I will tell you this. The SEC's biggest mistake, Gary Gensler's biggest mistake that he ever made was not doing his job, was focusing on enforcement and not focusing on doing what had to be done.
Yep.
Regulation, guidelines. Yep. That's going to bring him down. That's what's ultimately going to be his doing. So let's see. I knew AliExpress sold those tracksuits, but man, did they do a good job. They asked Joe Burrow if his gold chain or diamond chain was real before the Super Bowl last year. And he said, what do you think? You think I got to buy a fake gold necklace? Guys, be for real.
Come on.
Okay. All right. Moving on here. Mysterious fund could be behind 40% surge in Ethereum prices.
This looked pretty interesting.
According to Look On-Chain data streams, an unknown fund started strategizing its entry into crypto in early 2022. Then it was observed that converted large chunks to USDC from Circle. A mysterious fund began pouring. They exchanged USDT via 5 addresses. Specifically, on-chain data shows that whenever the fund minted USDC from Circle and converted to USDT before moving to Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance, the Ethereum price began increasing. Yeah. Now, this is an interesting tie into the Kraken story.
Totally. That's what I was thinking this morning when I saw this. I was like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Ethereum dominates DeFi NFTs, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Is this talking about the Ethereum price
Not
here?
much details, but I'm sure we'll be able to find out.
Yeah. Well, we always find out. We always eventually find out.
That's right.
DeFi giant MakerDAO to introduce Aave rival dubbed Spark protocol. Was that Spark token? Is that the same or different?
They might be different. I'll have to look that up real quick. I don't think.
Ben, hi, Doodle.
Where is this?
What happens to the ADA holder if they get considered to be a security? Guys, the library case has already given us precedent.
Yeah.
That secondary sales in the coins that you hold are not going to be considered securities.
Yeah.
You have to break precedent of the only case we have for precedent. So that's probably not going to happen. So
have people calling for Gary Gensler to be president.
Raul San Miguel. Blah, blah, blah. Ben says.
Is this a moment?
What does that even mean? I just realized this guy's been in here making negative comments for a hot minute. What is your beef with me, bro? Why are you so desperate to get my attention?
Enlighten us.
Please, I would love to know. What I'd also like to know is, are you the person that bought the book specifically to give the one bad review we got? I have haters so desperate to bring me down, they will literally buy a whole book on Amazon by me to give a bad review. There you go. Let's see, what are the reviews at right now? Let's see, we're still 5 out of 5 stars. Should be, let's see, catching up to crypto. Catching up to crypto.
See people ranting about it on Twitter all the time too.
About the book?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they love. Guys, this book crushed it. It's killing it. Yeah. Let's see, we got 207 reviews here. We are still, I believe, 5 stars out of 5 stars out of 5 stars.
Hey,
and there's our one bad review at the bottom. You see, the 4-star review is because the publishing company binded one book backwards.
Worked 2 hours to buy the book to leave a bad comment.
Yeah, absolutely. The comments reviews have been amazing. We've loved it. Today, we're number 3 in digital currency, number 3 in money and monetary policy, number 7 in wealth management. We've been number 1 in all those categories before. Let's see. Let's go by most recent. Let's see a couple of these new ones. Great read. Catching Up to Crypto is a must read if you're new to the crypto market, or even if you're gearing up for the next bull run. Don't miss out. Get the book. What a great book. I learned, and I've been in crypto for over a year now. Wish I would have had this resource when I started, excuse me. Only issue is I didn't receive it in time for the meetup in Austin. You still could have came. That's from John. He said, Ben Armstrong nailed it. There you go. Nothing I like better than nailing it. Let's see here. Ben Armstrong is an amazing crypto influencer. Yada, yada, yada. Book is awesome. I consider myself a crypto intermediate. I wanted to get this book as a gift for my brother and sister, complete beginners. This book breaks down the why of crypto. And man, I remember this girl from the meetup. Hey. She was really nice. What was her name? I cannot remember her name. She was really nice. She had some good questions in the audience as well. Yeah. So, Cardano CEO says Ethereum staking is problematic. This just in. Charles Hoskinson talks bad about Ethereum.
Unbelievable.
Who would have thought? But he always does it in the most passive-aggressive way.
Yeah.
With the growing rumor that the SEC might be banning staking, he says why Ethereum has problems. The absolute inaccessibility of Ethereum tokens locked in staking smart contracts makes them look like regulated products. Now, why is he saying this? He's saying this because he's pointing out Cardano did this the right way. Instead of throwing things to the wall and seeing what stuck and then fixing it later, they took their time to develop it correctly. It's the anti-Ethereum, if you will. Well, I mean, definitely the anti-Solana, but in the way that they built it. And so now, Cardano, the ADA that's in staking pools, it doesn't, it's not locked. It's just like storing it on anything that's DeFi. You can immediately pull it off. Whereas with Ethereum on the validator nodes, you can't pull it off until after the Shanghai update. I believe that's when it's going to happen.
Yep.
We don't know when, maybe over the summer this year. They keep pushing stuff back. Cardano pushes stuff back too, okay? Really, Cardano and Ethereum are about the same when it comes to pushing stuff back. The difference is when Cardano pushes something back, it's something they're debuting, not something they're having to fix.
Right.
And that's ultimately why I do believe down the road, in the next 4 to 6 to 8 years, we will see Cardano, I've said it several times this week, past Ethereum, is the #1 layer 1 blockchain. So I think Charles Hoskinson's got some legitimacy here, but why he's saying it is because you can pull off your ADA anytime. He's really pointing that out, that they did it wrong. They're in a situation where they had to lock them up because of the route that they took. Cardano upgrade aims to improve cross-chain features. On-chain DeFi crosses 100 million TVL. Look for a hot girl ADA DeFi summer. Cardano DeFi summer. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. You're going to need, you're going to need a Sunday or a Sunday swap even. It's going to be so hot. You like that?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Guys, I filmed this video today, right before I came on, about Hedera. I made so many off-the-cuff jokes in that Hedera video. I just couldn't stop because they were so good.
The world needs them.
The world does. The world does. Upcoming upgrade on Cardano will make enhancements to cross-chain functionality. I think we talked about this yesterday, didn't we? I can't remember if it's the same exact thing, but it's the same story. It's going to help with DeFi with the interoperability. All right, we got to move on. We're a little behind today. Brave collaborate Brave collaborates with Solana to add support for dApps on mobile. And now I do not doubt this at all. Brave browser was a browser that we touted on this channel for a long time in the early days. I used it exclusively on my videos. But then what happened? We found out that they were actually doing some sneaky stuff in the background. I can't remember if it involved the basic attention token itself or whether it involved, I think it was user data and privacy that it involved.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to be protecting everybody.
Yeah.
And in reality, they weren't doing what they said they were doing. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm not going to not support them. I'm not going to come out against them. But there was some censorship and some privacy stuff going on that shouldn't have been happening for what's supposed to be a top decentralized, browser.
Right. That's what turned me off to it.
Yeah.
I was all about it during flu season and then heard that. Yeah, I'm done.
I love that you say flu season. That's hilarious.
I'm salty.
I didn't even pick up on that.
I will die salty over it. So,
now, what other project do we know is centralized and is able to, hey, they can censor their entire network with a pause of a button? That's Solana.
Yeah.
So we got two projects here that claim to be something and are actually something else working with each other. So how about that?
Incredible.
Pretty cool. Def Jam creates NFT band with Solana's Catalina whale mixer. We had an interesting conversation yesterday with some music industry folks. Won't tell you who they are, but very fascinating stuff. Here in the I wish I could say who it was because I wish I could tell you what I told him.
Soon.
It was really cool. It was really, really great. He really loved it. But I had planned to say that for a week, which I can tell you off air what it was, Drew, afterwards.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But let's see here.
What we got?
Okay, hold on. Let's pause. We got Raul. He says, Ben, don't get me wrong. I appreciate you. I've been here since January 2022. Took me a while to get used to you, but I did. Like drinking black coffee. It takes a bit of time to get used to. Well, I'm glad you've been sipping on and had a good taste of BitBoy by now. Cool.
Now we can take gulps of it. So
the big gulp.
Yep.
Big gulper.
Big gulp.
7-Eleven, 24/7. Let's go. Yeah, appreciate that. Oh, thanks for clarifying. That's why, you know what? Before I called you low IQ, I asked, gave a good answer. You're forgiven. You are now welcome back into the BitSquad. You were never actually excommunicated publicly.
More and more.
So there we go. Legendary. What's that?
We hit 2,000. More and more are coming around.
We hit 2,000. Let's go. A millennium, a double millennium of likes.
Yeah.
Legendary, without the Y2K.
Oh, no.
The original flu season bug. Yeah. Legendary hip hop music label Def Jam Recordings is the latest to try its hand at creating a musical act built around NFT avatars, announcing a collaboration with Solana-based Catalina whale mixer, Wagme Beach. We're all gonna make it beach. The studio behind Catalina whale mixer was founded by music industry veterans, yada, yada, yada. So there you go. Leak reveals SEC will make major announcement today. Is it the Ripple settlement? Yeah, that's right. I'm the black coffee at crypto. You got to get used to me. But as you know, once you go black, you don't go back.
That's right.
When it comes to your style of drinking coffee. Because it really is hard to go back if you drink black coffee every single day.
No. Yeah, the stuff's weak.
If you stop drinking it every day, then it's easier to go back. Because I actually enjoy some cream and sugar in my coffee or coffee drink. I like an iced caramel macchiato. I drink energy drinks. I don't really do coffee that much, but I will do a Starbucks or whatever sometimes. But I like them sweet now. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest.
I like it tasting like tar.
Well, you like it for the caffeine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you enjoy the process and the ritual of drinking it, which is cool.
Yeah.
But if you're just strictly drinking for taste, which is the way I select my coffee drinks now, you might do it a little bit differently, especially if you didn't do it every day. What is everybody's favorite Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts drink? Which, by the way, I had an iced caramel macchiato from Caribou Coffee.
That's good stuff. I like that stuff.
Very mid-tier.
You think?
The iced caramel macchiato there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, the ultimate tier of iced caramel macchiatos, number one's actually McDonald's. Number two is Dunkin' Donuts. Number three is Starbucks. They're all in the top A tier. Okay. If you had the cinnamon roll from McDonald's for breakfast, it's top tier as well. And the Rice Krispie treat, the Dream Bar from Starbucks, it is actually on the A tier of Rice Krispie treats by itself. Don't believe me? Go have one. So anyways, just wanted to say that it did not It did not hit. I did not like it. And that was at your home airport of Denver.
Was
What did it say over there? Go up a little bit.
Let's see here.
We'll go up just a little bit. What did it say? Warm ice or warm caramel? Is tea legit allowed in the BitSquad? Sure, unless you're not too legit to quit. Okay, let's see what it says here. I don't think this is going to happen, but Ellie Tourette revealed an explosive leak in a tweet yesterday, which could affect the entire crypto industry or allegedly Ripple in its legal battle with the U.S. SEC. She learned from an anonymous source close to the SEC they'll make a major announcement for crypto tomorrow. We've already talked exclusively about this, but let's see how it may relate to XRP. It sparked speculation about the announcement and what it might entail. She herself cites a settlement reached by Kraken, and I think that is the most likely out of the three scenarios we've been given. I think Brian Armstrong used this to be able to maybe preemptively get out that they're thinking about doing this. It was actually a smart move.
Yeah.
Similar to what, now on the evil side, what Sam Bankman-Fried did with the Tornado Cash stuff, he used that to start priming people for block lists and centralized exchanges, making it where you can't spend your crypto.
Yep.
So Brian Armstrong taking a tool out of the old SBF playbook, but sadly not able to take a cut from Sam's barber.
Bars.
Oh, Sam hasn't had one either. Hopes emerged in the XRP community. The Ripple may have reached a settlement with the SEC. Stems from the fact the SEC case against Ripple is fully briefed, waiting a decision. And Library's recent partial victory in its case may have been a game changer. And I agree with all of that. I mean, if you really just look at it from a logical perspective, without taking anything else into perspective of the Kraken news or whatever, this would be a perfect time for a settlement. I think it'll come in the summer. But the Library case, actually, right to your congressman about crypto from Joseph Gunter, we're going to talk about that another day on the channel, actually. I got something in Washington, D.C. To show you guys. It's kind of cool, but not right now. Do you like it, Alexandria? Oh, you don't like it when I call you Alexandria? You want me to call you AOC? Oh, she likes. AOC likes. Hey, if it's AOC approved, it's good with me. Got the SEC, CFTC, IRS, and the AOC. But the point is, I even said when the Library case was determined that secondary sales were not a security, that precedent cripples. It absolutely cripples Ripple's number one hater, Gary Gensler in the SEC. Yes. Because now the punch of the token sale being considered a security would strictly be a fine. Yep. They're not going to take your Ripples. Your Ripples they ain't going nowhere. You know? You don't have to hide them. Your Ripples. I like saying Ripples. It's fun. Because I know it's XRP. I know that. But anyways, it could make sense. I tell you, I would give this maybe a 10% chance.
Yeah.
Give it about a 10% chance. I think that's generally, I don't expect it, but it could happen. And if it did, man, you want to talk about a party tomorrow. As long as it's a good settlement. So now let's see if it says anything about, he says the settlement's unlikely before the court ruling. Dean says, believes the regulator is prepared to fight to the end. Man, that would be the way to really screw Ripple, to be honest with you. They really want to. I'm trying to look here if there's anything in that leak. Bloomberg reported the investigation with Kraken was under in an advanced stage. The settlement could be reached in coming days. Let's see here.
Man.
Okay, so here's long and short of it. This could be Gary Gensler leaving. Yeah. According to this information, there's nothing here that disqualifies that. That's what I was combing through to make sure that there was nothing that absolutely disqualified that. The one thing is the announcement is going to be made for the crypto industry. Obviously, Gary Gensler leaving would be for everyone. But, I mean, that is the main focus right now of Gary Gensler is on crypto. So, man,
I know.
Talk about a party. NFL rival games adds QB Hurts, Mahomes NFT lineup, head of Super Bowl. So there you go. It's an NFT NFL story. Cross-chain protocol, Stargate finances token surges. Oh, that was the one that Johnny was talking about.
Yeah.
Johnny got some good picks.
Oh, yeah.
Argo CEO follows resignation trend after company acquisition by Galaxy Digital. It's Mike Novogratz's company. Let's see. Where does Mike Novogratz live? Does he live in Austin?
I'm not sure. Never looked it up. Let's find out. Let's see what the world of the
Let's
internet
see.
says.
New York City. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything about Austin, Texas.
A little bit. But
What does it say? They have offices. Do they have offices there? Is that what that says? Offices in where? Galaxy Digital. No office in Austin. Okay, cool. I just wondered that for a personal reason. Local Bitcoin shuts down. Wow. Local Bitcoins is now shut down.
dang.
Local Bitcoins was the site that I used to sell my 6 Bitcoin for $1,700 in November of 2013. That was my last hurrah there during that cycle. So very interesting. They're now shut down. Not a lot of companies from that time still exist. So imagine Gary and SBF in jail together. Man, you want to talk about some jealousy of hair.
Yeah.
Ben, who are you going for in the Super Bowl? Look, Chiefs fans, don't hate me for this, but I'm going to go for the Eagles simply because I'm just a little tired of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs being so successful over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Cincinnati and Buffalo go head to head, but of course, Buffalo, I love Josh Allen. They just can't crack it in the playoffs. They haven't been able to crack the code. That's my favorite team out of those. Yeah. I believe Joe Burrow is the best quarterback out of all 3 of those quarterbacks, to be honest with you. Patrick Mahomes, amazing. He's got a great team, great coach behind him, great stability behind him. I think it really goes to show how hard it is to duplicate Tom Brady.
Yes.
The Patrick Mahomes had 5 AFC Championship games back to back at home.
Yep.
And he's only got 1 Super Bowl out of the first 4. See what happens. I'm not a Patrick Mahomes hater. I just like to see somebody else. I'd like to see him have to face some resistance and some what do they call it? Some tension.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't hate the Chiefs. To be honest with you, I had a hard time picking. So that ultimately was why I decided. I was like, you know what? Let's see Jalen Hurts, do something. Got kicked out of Alabama basically for what was a quarterback took over for him? Tua. It was Tua. That's right. It was Tua. So Jalen having a lot more success than Tua right now, which I was shocked at. I thought Jalen Hurts was going to be a mediocre at best quarterback and probably be out of a job in 3 years. And man, he has really proven me wrong. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. And that hurts to admit. First ever layer 2 coming to Cosmos. What is it called? Dimension with a Y. Dimension. Very interesting. Got another Cosmos SDK project I'm taking a look at right now. I'm not ready to tell you guys about, but take a look at Bitcoin real quick one more time before we close the show. You got some Q&A here? I can do a question or two.
Let's see. Looking for a good one. Oh, here's fun. Check this one out.
Ben, are you going to live stream the Super Bowl with your son like the World Series? I think we're going to. We're doing a party here at the office, correct?
Yeah.
And I think we are going to do that. I think we're going to do because he asked my wife about it yesterday, so he thinks we are doing it. So he's like, we always did when I didn't go. I went to the Super Bowl the last 2 years with my kids and then with my wife. But other than that, we always did parties with my best friend, and he passed away last year, so kind of a sad day for me. But it's also sad because the Falcons aren't in a Super Bowl. My friend went to me, of course, with me to the Super Bowl the Falcons were in. Man, that kills me that he never got to see the Falcons win the Super Bowl. Very sad. When's the BitGet video coming out? And also, when will you dive in more into DeSci before that trend takes off? We're communicating with a lot of DeSci bigwigs right now. So we're going to own the DeSci niche. We're going to be the go-to channel for that niche. And the other question was what? There was a 2-part question. Said something else. DeSci, and what was the other thing?
Just a BitGet video.
Oh, yeah. I'm recording that this week. This week. So there you go. All right. And somebody said Lamar Jackson to the Falcons. What I think I would take it in a heartbeat. I would love that. He's exactly an Atlanta kind of guy. So, all right. Looking here at the chart, haven't got that the last indicator for Confluence we're looking for a long. So I don't know what that price point will be. Maybe 22.4 might be a good location to set a price, but I'm not ready to do that yet. So when I do, maybe I'll put it on Twitter so you guys can see it there. All right, guys. That's all I got. Be blessed. Also, it's not really me. This is a deep fake by ChatGPT. Big boy out.